Hey, what up, everyone? Thanks for joining in. Get the claps going. Thanks so much for joining in, guys. Back with another live video, another podcast, and this time I actually have another guest that I'm actually going to interview. But first off, I want to say for those of you that are actually joining in, don't forget to hit that like button. Please hit the like, of course, and don't forget to subscribe if you're watching on the playback, because I do release a lot of content throughout the week. So just stay, you got to stay abreast of what's going on, especially in these streets when it comes down to, a lot of the that passport bro, blue book gentleman, whatever, all that stuff that's going on, especially with the foreign women. I love reporting on what's going on with these foreign women. So be up to date with that. So without any further ado, I want to introduce my guest, who goes by Final Boss. So I'm gonna bring him up right now. I'm gonna give it up to you guys. Give it up to him for joining the show.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on? Thanks for coming in.
No, thanks for having me, brother.
And we talked a lot, on the back and just in general.
Yeah.
I guess for months now.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. Yeah, we was like what, almost a year now.
Really, it's been about a year.
I think it's been a year since we've known each other. Communicating back and forth. I think it's been a year now. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, time fly by because I've been busy, especially for the past year. I've been in and out doing YouTube. I just finally, doing the YouTube full time in the past 3-4 months. So
yeah,
everything feels like 1, 2, 3 years.
And the thing is, like, when you keep yourself busy, time flies, man. That's for sure.
I swear. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I mean, yeah, my tag is, I go by Final Boss. My real name is Jose. I'm 47 years old. Got a bachelor's degree in computer science. I do 3D animation.
Nice.
It's my main thing. I do a little bit of cybersecurity here and there. But other than that, I'm just a regular dude. Trying to get none in this world of the squirrels.
No, but first off, I gotta jump a bomb for all my IT folks. I'm in IT as well, so
yeah.
I like to see us, travel to do our thing and so forth, enjoying life.
Mm-hmm.
How long you been in IT?
I literally just started. I'm just probably maybe year and a half. I just finished doing an online course. First, I did Udemy, and then there was another course that my buddy put me on like, was it 6 months ago? I started doing that course, and then I went to a technical school here in Jersey, and I just got my certification not that long ago. I'm still very fresh, and I'm right now I'm in the process of doing a intern / getting paid type of deal. Hence, that's the reason why the majority of my money comes from 3D animation.
Nice. Gotta give it up for you for that. It doesn't matter if you're getting started, if you've been doing it for so long. Hey, I'm glad that you're actually in the field, that you're doing your thing. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, and the funny thing is like, I did the cybersecurity because there's one of those type of jobs that you can do anywhere in the world. And it goes back to the thing, because I was planning to get my degree, certificate, whatever you want to call it, and I was going to move to Colombia. That was the goal. That was the dream. That was the dream, and then just unfortunately it just went. Oh, can I curse? Is it cool if I could curse?
Yeah, you can curse a little bit. It's no problem.
It just went straight to shit. So.
Yeah, I totally understand. Well, actually, since we're talking about that, tell us about this story, because I know that you hit me up on the side. You hit up, you're like, "Yo, I got this story. I gotta tell people about this," and I'm just like, "Oh man, this is gonna be
man." Yeah, it's just one of those things that it's like, I'm like, it's one of it's an embarrassing story, because the thing is that I consider myself a real good guy, and I consider my nice guy, and I'm trying to change that too. I'm not trying to be a nice guy no more, and I think that's the downfall of this whole thing that I went through. With me being, me having a big heart and being a nice guy, whatnot. And the funny thing is, like, yesterday, we're talking about, the passport bros, the title, the stigma behind it, and I in the beginning, when I first heard it, I thought it was really, really cool. And then, and when I got into it, and then, went to Dominican Republic, went to Brazil, went to freaking Colombia, and I was just living the passport bro life, you know. And
Giving
I
it.
did. I was doing, at first it was just me going in, have a good time, and then eventually, I met somebody. So, but I'll get back to that in a little bit. So I went. I was with. So basically, it all started. I was in a relationship for 16 years. The relationship didn't go nowhere. And basically, it was just one of those things that got comfortable, got complacent, didn't really do anything with the relationship, didn't get married, didn't have any kids. It was just there out of convenience. And then
And that was
during
here in the
that,
States?
huh?
That was here in the States?
That was here in the States. I lived in Jersey, I lived in New Jersey, lived in North Carolina for the majority of the time, and during that process, I got so complacent, I gained and I weighed close to 300 pounds. So that's one.
Oh, man.
So I got lazy. I stopped going to the gym. I stopped taking care of myself, and I just became complacent, and I gained almost 300 pounds. So once that, and then basically maybe a year and a half, and towards the end of the relationship, I got tired of how I looked, how I felt, and so I started going to the gym, started taking care of myself again, and then, in the whole process, I ended up losing close to 60 pounds, and now,
Good, man. Yeah. Give it up for that one.
Thank you, man. And it took a while for me to get there, but I'm glad after close to 4 years, I'm a nice solid 215. I'm in the cusp of getting my six pack back, and it's just one of those type of deals that it's like I really was going hardcore in my training, and then COVID happened, and then I was doing a lot of my workouts at home, and then got a little bit of plateau because you only could do so much workout, without the proper weights, whatever the case may be. So I did what I could until the restrictions came up. So fast forward, I got talking to my best friend, telling him what's going on. It was like maybe 6 months after I broke up with my ex at the time. He was like, "Yo, dude, you have to come to Dominican Republic with me, man." And my best friend, I know him for 30 years. He's Dominican. So you're like, you have to come to my home country. You have to go to the Dominican Republic. You have to come. He's like, you have to go. and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't feel like, and the thing, like, dude, you gotta go. Like, dude, I have a villa there. You come to my house, we're gonna be chill, we drink, we have a good time. You come. And I'm like, I'll let you know. I'll think about it. And then during the whole process, during the whole part of the relationship, I was so pissed because I wasted 16 years. I was still trying to get over that hump because with those 16 years, I was able to accomplish nothing, not personally for myself, but in the sense of the relationship. So, and I felt that
she didn't want to move forward with the relationship, or she wasn't looking for a full commitment.
No, I mean the commitment was there. She was there to commit. The only issue is that when we first got into the relationship, she was trying to get her master's. So she was trying to get her master's in bioengineering. So that itself is a process and a half. So in between those 16 years, she got sick and she got to take some time off. I was taking care of us. I was paying the bills. I was paying the rent, putting the food on the table. I was doing the man thing. And so, and she started going back to school. She stopped. We go back to school. She stopped.
Oh, man.
And it was like, during that time, it wasn't her fault. Well, it led to believe it wasn't her fault. So, and when she fought, and we had agreement. The agreement was, don't worry about it. I'll take care of us. I'll pay the bills. You don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything. But I told her that the moment you start working, it is my turn to take a little break. It's my turn to step back. It's my turn to focus on what I want to do. And she's like, no problem.
Right.
That's total agreement. No problem. And we agreed to that maybe was like maybe close to 12 years into our relationship. So she only had a little time left to finish and get her master's. And I was excited. I'm like, she's almost there. She's almost there.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this. And so I'm like, I'm ready going home. And I put all the stuff I always want to do, all the stuff I plan to do, I just put to the side. Like, all right, cool. Let me do what I got to do. So the time came. She finished her school. She graduated. She got her degree. She was not no, she wasn't valedictorian, but she was close to valedictorian. And
nice.
and her thing, and she was getting offers from pharmaceutical companies, big pharma companies. Like she was getting all these offers for her to start working. And I was getting, like, I was looking at her email, like, this is awesome. When you want to start practicing interviewing, because it's been a while since you haven't been working, you get brushed on your interview, like, get your resume up and running, buy you some, let's go buy some suit. I was more excited for her than she was excited for herself. I'm like, let's do this. Come on, let's go.
We about to get this change.
Yeah. And then like, she was getting all these offers, and I'm seeing how much they're offering, just entry level. Like, it was already six figures, like starting at six figures. So it's like, oh, you ask them, oh yeah, this is gonna be beautiful. So it's like, shit, I could just chill for the rest of my life and she'll take care of us. I was ready to do that. And then she was like, no, I've been going to school for a while. I want to give a little bit myself a break, and just like, cool, no problem. Totally understandable. You're going to grind, totally understandable. Anybody with the right sense of mind would be like, oh, that's totally understandable. Cool, let's do this. Exactly. So a couple of weeks pass, and she's still getting offer letters. I'm like, hey, have you seen these offer letters? You want to sit down and start looking through them, so we can start planning to go to these companies, so you can start getting an interview. She's like, oh no, just give it a little bit more time. I'm like, all right, cool, give it a little bit more time, no problem.
Oh man.
So, and and my thing is that I love my mother to death, God rest her soul. That's one thing she gave me, besides a horrible name. she gave me patience, and that's one thing I have. I have abundance of patience, almost close to unlimited amount of patience. So month and a half pass. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I asked her again. I was like, hey, and at this point my enthusiasm wasn't there. It's like, I'm not excited for her anymore. I'm like, I'm getting to the point, like, I'm starting to get just a tad annoyed now. And I was like, hey, do you want to go through these emails? Because the offers were starting to slow down. They weren't coming as frequent as they were before. And she was like, no, I still want to relax and take it easy. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, cool. Okay. All right, whatever. All right, cool. And so 2 months hit, and there was one offer that she got, and entry level position. They were already offering her close to $175K. That's probably one of the closest. That was probably one of the highest offers that she ever got for a entry level position. And I printed it out, and I'm like, here you go. She's like, what's this? I was like, it's an offer letter. We are going to this farm. We're gonna go to this pharmaceutical, because it was in upstate New York. Then we're gonna go here. We're gonna sit down. You're gonna interview them, and whatever the job they're gonna give you, you're gonna accept it, and that's what we're gonna do. She just looked at me, straight up looking. I'm like, you understand what I'm telling you? She's like, yeah, I understand what you're telling me. So you're telling me what to do? No. I was like, this is what we're going to do. You and I. This is we are going to do. I'm not telling you what to do. This is what we are going to do. Because do you remember we had an agreement? And she's like, no, I remember the agreement. It's like, okay, so it's time for you to pony up that agreement. I already did my part. It's time to do your part. Yeah, about that. And I was like, here we go. And I'm like, all right, so what about that? It's like, yeah, I don't want to work.
Oh man. Oh, that's a
so I was like, wait, hold on. I left the room, came back, and I'm like, you want to repeat that again? It's like, yeah, I don't want to work. I'm like, wow. Okay. All right, so I told her, okay, so this is what we're going to do. This is what's going to happen. You have two options. First option is that we're going to practice. We're going to get your resume together. We're going to practice interview, and we're going to go to this pharmaceutical upstate New York, and you're going to accept the job. Second option, you are leaving. You are leaving, and I don't care where you go, but you're not staying here, because I refuse to continue to take care of you. I might as well take care of just me. So especially if you're not going to, agree, go against what you just said, and not keeping your word, then I might as well just take care of me, and you could be on your way. So which
Was
one
she
is
at
going to?
least like holding her weight in the house?
No,
Somewhat.
she was cooking, she was cleaning, she was taking care of everything. That's that's and at that time I was appreciative of that, and I was grateful for that. Absolutely, I have no complaints of what that was. She was doing, her part in that, based in a relationship. The thing is that if she had no intentions of going to work, I would rather her tell me that. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't have wasted so much time of me holding on to this agreement, holding on to the hopes that I can at least stop working for a while, focus on what I want to do, and she could hold the stuff. She could hold the fort down.
Yeah.
I don't think that's not too much to ask. I think that's pretty much reasonable logical thinking. I think.
Especially 16 years.
Yeah.
That's a long while. Holding on to that same, knowing that that's not what you want to do.
Yeah. Exactly. So, and the thing is, what happened was is like when I gave her those two options, the only thing she said like, "Oh, you gonna kick me out?" Okay, cool. I'm glad you chose that option. You chose that option. Cool. You're more concerned of me kicking you out. You're not concerned about holding your end of the bargain. Cool. Not a problem. She's like, no, that's not what you said. No, 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 no. Cool. That's cool. That's cool. I see what you mind. That's totally cool. You have 2 weeks to leave. And the thing is like I told her you have 2 weeks to leave. If you don't leave, we're gonna have a problem. Last day came, I left the house purposely because I didn't want to hear nothing from her, anything like that. And I saw the movers come. Like I told her, "Have a nice. Just leave the keys on the counter. Have a nice life." Left, came back, and she was gone. Wow. So during that process, probably from there, 6 months forward, 6 months forward, got in touch with my boy. I told him what happened. Like, you come to the Dominican Republic for me, yada 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 yada. So, like I mentioned before, I was still pissed at myself because I waited 16 years because I believed in somebody, took their word for it, and at the end of the day, I had nothing to show for it. If I had a kid, at least I'd be like, hey, at least I had a kid. But I didn't have no children with her. And I felt bad and I felt guilty that I shouldn't even go because I didn't deserve of going. That was my logic of that thinking back then. And then I thought to myself, no, screw that. Jose, you spent 16 years. You got nothing to show for it. Go to the Dominican Republic. Go have a good time. Indulge yourself. Indulge yourself. And the main thing is, like, you're at this point, I already lost 40 pounds. Go. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Go with your best friend. Enjoy yourself. So I call my boy. Hey, yo, I'm going. Hey, where are we going? And my boy was so excited. Like, yeah, we're going. We're going to have a good time. We're going to tear shit up. I'm like, yes. So we went.
Like me.
And it was the first time I went to the Dominican Republic. First time. And mind you, I went there. My Spanish now is a lot better. My Spanish back then, it was absolutely horrible. Mind you, I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm a new Puerto Rican. So when I came here, my mother made sure that I spoke English and nothing but English. So I never got in touch with my roots that I should have. But as I got older, and as, like, for example, when I turned 45, I started getting in touch with my roots and I started practicing my Spanish. At that point, it was still very bad because I had nobody continuously speak Spanish with. So I made the best I could. Went to the Dominican Republic, was there for at least 3 weeks. Absolute paradise. Absolute paradise. I was just it was absolute paradise. And it was just one of those things that, it was just like the food was better, the atmosphere was better, the beer was better, the women were better. It's just like, it was just overall mind-blowing experience. And I left my old me there and I brought back the new me. So with that, I started grinding my purpose, what I wanted to do. My main thing was 3D animation. So I got my 3D animation up and running. I have my own 3D animation studio. I'm a producer for a 3D animation studio during this time. And I just kept grinding. And
nice.
Thank you. And so now, went to Colombia. Same experience. Went to Colombia, had a great time. And literally, we went to Colombia maybe 2 months later. Dominican Republic. 2 months later, went to Colombia. Beautiful time, absolutely gorgeous time. Came back. This was we went to Colombia to celebrate his birthday. His birthday was October. Winter came, and then we went back to Dominican Republic in May. This time, my Spanish was a lot better, so I was able to communicate with the people there, have a great time with the people there, and I was able to approach women like I would be able to approach women here. I just, have it was a huge plus. I had the lingo going on, and I was able to talk to them a little bit more confidence, not knowing that I was going to screw up my Spanish, which was good. And then we went back to Colombia for my boy's birthday. So you see there's a pattern here. However,
back and forth.
Yeah. So my thing is like, and I'm sure your audience will relate to this. I'm sure you relate to this. In a group of friends that you have, your circle of friends, there's always one guy who was always the designated wingman, always the wingman.
Yep.
I was that wingman. I'm still that wingman. My job, we had a responsibility, is that I was the one who was supposed to gather the talent, quote unquote.
Okay.
To get the girls. So, every time we went to Dominican Republic, every time we went to Colombia, pop up Tinder.
Yep.
Ya what's up, yada, 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 yada. Mami, ¿cómo estás? Nosotros se va para Colombia. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué la qué? And, just start lining them up, So, and the one time that we went to Colombia is the time that, had a whole bunch of girls already lined up. They're going to meet us there. Yada, yada, a good time. So we go to Colombia. I was there probably our third day there. We went to Colombia. And this is by the time we went there the second time for his birthday.
Okay, second time. All right.
Second time his birthday.
This was recently?
And this was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. This is when the whole thing started. And this whole thing started. And went there. Third day we're there. We're outside in front of our Airbnb, and we decided where we want to eat. Lunchtime. We get some food. And I'm looking around. Checking our surroundings, make sure everything is up in the up. And then I see this girl walking down. I can't say girl. She's a woman. I see this woman walking down, and she's dark skin, African looking girl, long hair. Ow. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And she was with her daughters at that time as well. They were walking down the street, and I keep looking at her. I'm checking. I'm like, what the fuck? Keep looking. I keep doing it. I'm gonna break my neck. I'm looking. Like, mind you, we were standing here. She was walking in this direction. So I look at her. She looks at me, and she does one of these numbers.
Yeah, come get me.
Done. And I go, and I'm like, I'm hesitant. I'm like, Jose, if you don't go talk to her, you're gonna regret it. So I went, and now if you've been to Colombia, if near the clock tower is so little street is near the Plaza of Santo Domingo, and you have the statue of the woman that with the big butt, big breast. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
this wasn't Medellin. This is Cartagena.
This is Cartagena.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went there. We always went to Cartagena. We always went there. We haven't been to Medellin yet. And we go there, and I see her. She's going, and then we go to. She goes into the plaza, and I know it's lunchtime. It's already getting crowded. So I go straight to the plaza, and I'm looking for her. I see her. She dips right into a pharmacy. So I go. So I talk to her. I'm tap her on the shoulder. She turns around. I'm like, hola, ¿cómo estás? Mi nombre es José. Mucho gusto. ¿Qué tú llamas? Say, mi nombre es Yo Ladies. I'm like, mucho gusto, Yo Ladies. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien. And then her daughters were looking at me, and she shoo her daughters away, go do something. And then we just started talking. And long story short, I was like, you're a beautiful woman. I was willing to get your number. Maybe we could go out tonight. She's like, I could give you my number, but we can't go out tonight. I'm like, okay, we could go out tomorrow night. I'm like, okay. So exchange phone numbers, a couple messages here and there. The next night happens. We go out. We have a good time. And then this time around, I was only there for 6 days. And she said, how long am I staying in Colombia for? We only have this. This is already the fourth night that we're already there. So I told her I only got 2 days left. So I got 2 days left. She's like, okay. She's like, it was nice. It was nice seeing you. What case may be cool, no problem. So next night happens. We start talking back and forth. Text messaging, what the case may be. And then from there, she right before the very last night I was there, she was like, "Are you leaving tonight, or are you leaving the next day?" And I said, "I'm leaving the next day." She's like, "Okay, I want to see you." Okay, cool. If you want, you come over. We can hang out. She's like, "No. I want to see you. Yo quiero verte solo." I'm like, "Okay, no problema." And I told her, like, if tú quieres, tú ven aquí en mi lugar, or tú quieres va para otro sitio. If you want to come to my place, or we go to your place. She's like, no, we could meet. We could go at your place. Just I just rather be alone. I'm like, that's not a problem. So told my boy, put the sock on the door.
Don't call me.
Yeah, don't call me. And then basically, she came over. We drank. We ate. One thing led to another. Done deal. So at this point, I was still looking at her like, okay, she's a nice girl, pretty cool. She has 2 girls. That's not a huge deal for me. It's not a huge deal breaker. And then I leave, go back to the States. And she's blowing my phone up. She's blowing it up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Talk to her here and there. She's blowing my phone up. Okay, cool. Talk to her here and there. And then basically she was showing me attention that I'd never gotten in my previous yeah. And the thing is that it didn't hit me. It didn't trigger me right away. I was enjoying the affection that she was showing me. So and we only been together once. And then she's like, and like I really enjoy our time together. You're really nice. Yada yada yada. So from there, I'm like, you know what? Let me keep her. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, of course. She gives you all the attention and everything. You're thinking that everything's all good. That's a good vibe. So that makes sense.
It makes sense. And at the same time, like during this whole passport bro thing experience, I did my research, I hear the horror stories, guys getting fleeced and shit like that. I'm like, all right, cool. And I keep that in the back of my head. And at the process of this, I'm vetting her. I'm finding out more information about her, trying to find out, where her mind is at, where her goals, her ambitions, stuff like that, family history, any potential red flags that I should be looking for. And
hey, where's she from? She's actually from Cartagena. She's Colombian or Venezuelan?
No, she's Colombian. She's Colombian. She's from an island, Baru. So she's like Panamanian. Not Panamanian. I'm sorry. Oh man, kind of like for me the it's like a little bit of an Indian, but she's man, that's gonna bother me now. I don't remember. That's cool, but it'll come to me. But so yeah, I'm vetting her in this whole process. I'm looking for the red flags, and like she's doing her part. She's doing her role. She did everything. Basically, at this point, she was doing everything nice, right? And at the same time, I'm trying to tell the story, and I'm not trying to have, I'm not trying to have any malice in my voice. I'm trying to be genuine as I possibly can of how I felt during that time. So, and she was like, we're talking, and I'm like, she's like, like at this point, I was waiting for her to ask me for money. I'm just waiting for her to ask me for money. She asked me for no money. I'm like, okay, cool. Like this is already like close to 3 or 4 months already. Not once she asked me for money. I'm like, okay. I go and see her again. I fly myself out. I go to Colombia by myself, and I see her. Had a great time. She actually, and at this point, I've already 4 months in. she already introduced me to her daughters.
Okay.
I'm already.
She's showing that she's very interested.
And she's like, potentially I could be serious with her, with the case may be. She's sharing with me with her daughters and vice versa. And at the same time, I'm looking at it like, okay, so she's really trying to do something here with me. I mean, like, for me, if a woman is introducing you to your kids, then she wants to take this to another level.
Exactly.
I don't like, okay, cool. And then at that point, I was already trying to establish a relationship with her daughters. Simple hello, there, trying to find common ground. At the same time, one of her daughters was like completely obsessed of trying to understand and learn English. So I was teaching her how to speak English, and she was helping me, improve my Spanish a lot better, which was really nice. And then I go out there, fly out there, and we meet she comes pick me up at the airport. She runs at me, she gives me a big hug, she jumps on me, and she's excited to see me. And then we go to the Airbnb place that I got. We were together, we were alone, we did our thing. Then we go out to dinner, and she said she has a surprise for me. I'm like, all right, cool. So we go to the restaurant that we go, and we were eating, one case may be. The restaurant where we were sitting at a table. She was sitting here. She brought one of her friends with her. She was sitting here, and I was sitting at the end. So my back was facing the door. So I couldn't see who was coming in. So, and then we were talking. We didn't order food yet. She's like, we ordered appetizers. We didn't order our main course yet. And then all of a sudden, I just felt arms on me, around my neck. Like really skinny arms around my neck. And I look, and it was her daughters.
Oh,
they just came out of nowhere, and they just gave me a big hug. And I'm
like, I'm thinking something like you dealt with in the past coming out.
Yeah, like, no. Yeah, oh my god, imagine that happens. Man, that'd be embarrassing. But it was her daughters, and then I stood up, I gave them a big hug. They were happy to see me. They literally moved their chairs and then sat right next to me. Like, there was one on each side. And at that point, like I said, I established a real good connection with them, good relationship with them. And they were just really happy to see me. And of course, being the guy that I am, I brought gifts for them. And, I brought them, each of them a tablet, each of decent tablet. I got a decent tablet. I gave them each decent tablet. And then, we stopped at the mall to get a couple of gift cards, because there's a couple of stores that they want to shop at. And so I bought them, some gift cards for them. So we sat there eating. So everything's fun. Like, I'm like, at this point, I'm to the point that I'm already like to the point that I'm falling for her already. Like, I'm there. And then the thing is that I'm the type of person, I have a good poker face, but when my emotions are really to the extreme, I wear my heart on my sleeve. So it's hard for me to, to keep my energy low, or not have any emotions on my face, where the case may be. And I think she picked that up. So we go back, and a couple of days I was left there. We go back to the hotel. We spend the rest of the time together. We're just enjoying ourselves. Going to Boca Grande, going to the beaches there. We ended up going to Cholon. She had a birthday party for one of her friends. She brought me there. She introduced me to her friends, a couple more of her family members, and then we go, and then it was getting to the point. Like, she was showing me off. It was getting to that point. So the trip down there ended, and we left. I came back to the States. Continue going on, keeping things strong. And then she told me that she loved me. And then I told her I loved her back. At this point, we're still going strong. I go back to Colombia again. So I go back to Colombia. And now it's coming. I'm going to Colombia at least once every 2 months now. Every 3 months. So like I'm putting my effort in there, because I'm going out there to see her. So we go out there, and this is the part that I really thought that this was going to be like seal deal. So
we talked about this like a couple of years ago. You're like, yo, this might be the one right here. This might be the real deal.
So I go, and now, backtrack a little. The father of the daughter, the daughter's father, he got whacked by the cartel over there. Yeah, he was doing some shit and he got whacked. And the thing is that she has a really good relationship with the brother, with the father, the brother of the family.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was good, with each other and so forth.
Yeah. So they had a real tight relationship, and she brought me to where the majority of her family lives. They live like kind of like a 3-block radius of the family, her family, and the father, the father side of the family. They live pretty close together. So we go to the brother's house. He introduced your ladies, my ex. He introduced me to the guy. He looked at me. He went back inside. He brought out a chair. He was like, "Sit. This is your house now." And I'm
nice.
like, it's like, mira, mi hermano, siéntate. Esta es tu casa ahora. Sienta aquí. I never was treated like that, and it was just one of those things that they automatically welcomed me into the family. I met their brother. I met a couple of her sisters. I met the majority of her cousins, and mind you, her cousins were fucking hot as shit. Oh my fucking god, her cousins were fucking hot.
You gotta hate that.
Anyway, that's a whole different story.
First, no, joking.
Her cousins were fucking hot. So that's a whole different story. But anyway, so that was one night that I was hanging out with the majority of the family. They would bring me drinks. They would bring me food. They're literally treating me like a king. And it was like a whole different experience that I never experienced here in the States. So after that, now the part that I thought that was serious, that Shashan showed me. Now the next day we go to another house. And this is the house of her grandmother, which is considered basically the head of the family. Her grandmother is considered the head of the family. And she introduced me to her, like, abuela, este es José, este es mi novio. Yo hablando contigo el otro día. Like, oh, este es José. Ah, qué hombre guapo. Ah, qué chévere él. Siéntate, mi hijo, siéntate. Uh-oh. And she just straight up said, God bless you. Thank you for taking care of your ladies and her daughters. You're part of this family. And just know that you have my blessings. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, okay. And I was like I said, never experienced that before. This is all brand new experience. Totally new. So now this shit happens. So I leave Colombia, go back home to the States, probably maybe 2 months back into the States. One night we were talking. She's like, hey, I'm going to go to bed. I have a headache. I don't feel too well. No problem. Normal. Like, no problem. Cool.
Yeah,
have a good night. Yeah, nothing of it. Have a good night. Talk to you tomorrow. So I'm at work. The next day, I'm at work. She's fine. She's home. She's feeling better. Yada yada yada. For some reason, my gut told me, Jose, check something. Now, to backtrack a little, I gave her an iPhone as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave her an iPhone. And the thing is that I only gave her a 128 instead of a 256. That's my fault on my part because she takes a lot of pictures and videos. So, in turn,
oh my god,
yeah, they go nuts with that. They absolutely go nuts. So, as to eliminate that, excuse me, I have a Google account. I bought the 100 gig storage, enter her email address so she has access to more storage. Me being who I am, I never had any reason, doubt, or suspicion to check none of her pictures. None whatsoever. Even though I had access to it, I never checked. Why? What's the reason? They didn't have any. Yeah. But for some particular reason this night, my gut told me, Jose, check a Google account. Check her photos. I'm thinking to myself, why do I want to do that? So I ignored it. Kept nagging at me, Jose. It's just this little voice in the back of my head telling me, Jose, check her Google photos. I don't want to do that. I don't want. I have to. I trust her.
Yeah, you're trying to trust. Keep that trust.
Yeah. The trust is there. Why did I need to? And then at some point, I just felt something in my stomach just screaming at me. Jose, check her Google photos. All right, go in, check her Google photos. Everything looks normal. And then I come to yesterday, the day before. That she was telling me she was going to bed. She didn't feel well. Get a headache. Feel the case with it. So there's pictures and videos of her at a pool party. And then within those pictures and videos, she was basically all over another dude.
Oh.
And then the one video that got me, like, really, really, really got me. Like, we go back and we talked about before, they like to take pictures and videos of everything. Uh-huh. So she took a video of his hotel room.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah. Oh. So that pretty much sealed the deal, and I pretty much already knew that she slept with the dude. She slept with the dude. I already know. So I just felt this sinking feeling in my stomach, in my heart. It's just like, and like, mind you, at the time I was working retail, and I had to put this face on, like nothing was bothering me, and I had to wait till it was close to lunchtime for me to even step out. So lunchtime came. At this point, I'm already destroyed. I'm to the point that I loved her. I was already in love with her, and she did this. So I tried to play this off. So I told her, like, hey, how you doing? I sent a message. Hey, how you feeling? Good. Hey, let me ask you something. Where did you go last night? She's like, what do you mean? Where did you go last night?
You're playing dumb.
Yeah, I'm playing dumb. Yeah. She was like, nowhere. I stood home. Remember? I had a headache. Okay. Where did you go last night? She's like, why are you asking me this? It's a simple question. Where did you go? So, like, at this point, I'm going to give her an opportunity for her to tell me the truth. Where did you go last night? She was like, I didn't go nowhere. I'm like, all right. 15, 20 minutes. I waited till she messaged me back. She's like, why are you asking me this? Ignored it. 5 minutes later, why are you not answering me? And I texted her back, where did you go last night? She was like, I didn't go anywhere. I stood home. So at this point, I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, and like at this point, I just called her on WhatsApp. I'm looking at her. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give you one opportunity for you to tell me the truth. Where did you go last night? She's like, oh, and then from there, she got super defensive. It's like, I don't know why you're asking me this. I didn't go. Yeah, she got upset for no reason. And for those who know, when a girl starts to get upset for no reason, especially if they know for a fact they didn't do nothing wrong, they have no reason to get upset. Reason to get upset. So, and I'm like, so you didn't go to a pool party yesterday?
Eyes went up.
Her eyeballs went boop. And I was like, so you didn't go to a pool party? You didn't fuck a dude out there? You didn't do any of those things? She's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do any of those things. And like at this point, she's like, I'm like, all right, cool. All right, so you're gonna continue to lie to me? Fine. You wanna continue to lie to me? Not a problem. This conversation's over. So I hung up on her. And then she kept blowing me up, calling me back, trying to call me back. Didn't want to hear it. Finished my work at my shift at my job. Came home. When I came home, that's when I called her. Now, at this point, she doesn't know that on my driveway from work to home, I was just bawling my eyes out. I was bawling my eyes out because I was so hurt. I was so distraught. Okay. I was so much in pain because I really thought I met a girl. I was digging her big time. I was at this point I was in love with her. I was already knee deep into the relationship. I invested so much time, so much energy, so much of myself, so much money already into this relationship. And then this shit happened. And she finally, and when I finally called her and I told her, I know the truth, don't lie to me. All I'm asking you, just tell me the truth. And I begged her a lot of times, just tell me the truth, tell me the truth, tell me the truth. And then she finally admitted the truth. But she's swearing up and down that she didn't sleep with the guy. And I'm like, I'm like,
had to go through a whole day.
Yeah.
A whole day of trying to get out of her. And of course, at this point, she didn't sleep with the guy. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, at this point, I told her, like, listen, this is not gonna work out. I'm gonna walk away for a little bit. I need some time. And then she was crying. She was bawling her eyes out. She's like, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie to you. It was a mistake. Please forgive me. Yada, 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 yada. And me, and then, I tell her, like, give me a day or two. Give me a day or two. Let me sort this out. Day 2 pass. Day 2 passed, and I forgave her. Okay. That was my mistake.
Man! So this continues.
This continues, and I'm just fair warning, guys. Fair warning. This is still very fresh for me, and if I end up, pausing or, stopping mid sentence, just forgive me, because I'm not trying to cry no more. So this is still very fresh for me, and so from there we continue to move forward. We try to work for the relationship. And then ever since that happened, and there's a red flag that I should have saw, but I never picked up. The moment that happened, the moment I forgave her, her entire attitude towards me changed.
Really? Like what?
She was being cold. She was a complete opposite. She was being loving no more. She was not being sensitive no more. She's not being feminine no more. She's everything that made me fall in love with her. She stopped doing the moment I forgave her.
Wow.
Because she already knew, I got this fucker. I got him. Hook, line, and sinker, I got him. So it doesn't matter how she treated me. I'm going to keep forgiving her. She already had that. That's already done. And like I said, first mistake.
Yeah, to her, she's like,
you big dummy.
That's what she's thinking. Oh.
Yep.
Oh,
yep. And then, like I said, at the end of all this, I have no one to blame but myself. I have no one to blame. Because the thing is that I allowed this to happen. I basically, like they said, I rewarded bad behavior. And then if you're gonna give somebody an inch, they're gonna take a fucking mile. And exactly. she ran a fucking marathon. So basically, time going on, we try to make things work, try to fix things out. So slowly it was getting better, but she was still being very cold, very distant. She kept pulling back. I tried to pull in harder. She kept pulling back. And
I'm sure she was still playing the victim role throughout the whole time. Was she? Yeah.
Yeah, she was still playing the victim role. I'm like, oh, you don't trust me. I'm working. I'm trying to work hard for our relationship. She just kept throwing that card in my face all the time. Because every time I questioned something that didn't feel right. And the thing is that there was stuff that happened I couldn't prove at the time, that my gut was screaming at me. But like I said, I couldn't prove at the time. And we had a lot of arguments and like, oh, you can't trust me. You don't trust me no more. Yada, 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 yada. And at the same time, try to make me feel guilty in the process.
Yeah.
So this past May last year, I went to the Dominican Republic like I normally do. My best friend. This time was a little different because, matter of fact, May 25th of this month is her birthday. Last year, I flew her out to the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Flew her out, took care of, something simple, something nice. Spent some time together. It was nice when we were together. She was showing. I'm like, she was lovey-dovey. It was nice. She was showing me a bit more affection. It was real nice. and I already had this plan.
Where you took her to? You took her to Punta Cana?
No. The where my boy lives. He lives in Wandolio.
Oh, the Villa of North. Okay.
Yeah, Wandolio. So we because we always still there. Went to Punta Cana. Not a big fan of it. I'm not a fan of the tourist area. I like the real deal interaction and experience, you know. And the thing is, like, where my boy lives, he lives in an area that is like 6 beaches, literally like in a 5-mile radius. So it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And so I fly her out there, fly her for her birthday. On her birthday, I propose to her.
Oh.
She says yes. I'm thinking, all right, cool. This is it. We're good. Okay. Now, many times that I went to Colombia, I'm real still good friends with him, a guide that in Colombia. We still talk, we still connect, where the case may be. So after I come back from Dominican Republic, she goes back to Colombia. May, June, halfway June. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm going to the Central. I'm gonna be hanging out with some friends. You know, I'm gonna be out." I'm like, "Cool, have a good time, whatever." I get a phone call. First, I get a message from from his name is Joseph, the guy. I'm like, "Hey, hermano, ¿qué está? ¿Qué?" And he's like, "Good." He's like, "Hey, are you in Colombia?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm not in Colombia. Why? What's up?" And I was like, I think I saw your ladies. I believe it was your ladies. And I thought that guy was you, but if you're there, who's the other guy?
Oh man.
I'm like, what other guy? And like, hold on, let me see if I can try to find her. So he went back into the center to try and look for her. And she couldn't find him. She couldn't find her. So I'm like, let me call her. So I call her. So I'm like, now the first thing I said, she said she's going to hang out with her friends. Cool. At this point, she didn't send me pictures. She didn't send me video that she normally does when she's hanging out with her friends. She hasn't done it yet. So man, give her a call. Give her a call. First time I call, she don't pick up. All right, cool. Wait a couple minutes. Give her a call. She picks up. Now, normally, when we talk, she has her phone like this. So I can see her clearly. I can see around her, where the case may be. For some reason, she had her phone like this. I'm going to see, basically.
Feeling it? Oh.
Yeah. So I'm like, already threw me off. I'm like, okay. Right. Like, already, yeah, it don't look right. Already something's not right. So I'm like, where are you? Like, oh, I'm in the Central. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Who you with? She's named off a couple people. Oh, pass me the phone. I want to say hi to them. Oh, they ran inside to the park. Okay. And then I hear a guy calling her name. And she's trying to play it off. She's like, I was like, who that? It's like, who? That person was calling your name. Oh, no one was calling my name.
Oh, man.
And right there, I just blew up. I just started going off on her. I'm like, you do realize that I have friends there. You do realize someone saw you with a dude. So are you going to tell me another lie? And, we at that point, we start arguing. She leaves. She's like, oh, I have to get my bag from my friend. I'm like, I thought you were with your friends. So why are you separated? You're never separated from your friends or your cousins. So why are you separated all of a sudden tonight? So it just kept going on and on and on. We were arguing. She goes home. We continue to argue. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I hung up on her. I'm like, I'm done. Hung up on her. A couple of days pass. Mistake number 2.
Uh-oh.
So she tells me, like, no, we kept arguing about it. She was like, I don't know what your friend saw. That wasn't me. Yada. The thing is, no pictures, no video, don't have proof. So I'm like, whatever. The only thing I go is, my gut instinct, knowing there was something that was going on, and word from someone who has no reason to lie whatsoever. He has nothing to gain to lie whatsoever. And then, like I said, I have a good relationship with him, as a good friendship. He has no reason to lie. So I'm just using common sense at this point, and then just keep figure out things happen. So all right, cool. Mistake number 3. She tells me that she got her job. She got a job. I'm like, oh, cool. You got a job. Nice. What are you doing?
Okay.
She's gonna be taking care of a couple. She's gonna be taking care of a couple, 2 couples that's coming from Medellin, that's come to Boca Grande, and she's gonna be cooking, cleaning, whatever the case may be. She'll go there early in the morning. She'll leave at night. So I'm like, cool. There you go. Make some money. I was supportive of her. Happy for her. What boyfriend? What fiance wouldn't be happy? For his fiance to be happy at that point. She ready to make some money. Take care of the girls. Yada yada. Cool. So she was doing this for a week, an entire week. She was taking care of the 2 couples.
Mm-hmm.
So her cousin, for whatever reason, I don't know what reason she did this for. I think she was just really pissed at her because, she has a good guy and she's really just fucking things up with him.
Yeah.
So she sends me a message, and the message is like, "Do you know what your fiance is doing?" I'm like,
whoa.
I'm like, what are you doing? What do you mean? Like, do you know where she is right now? Like, yeah, she's at the hotel, in the hotel room. She's taking care of the couples. Is that what she told you? I'm like, yeah, exactly. And I was like, yeah, that's what she told me. Okay. Are you busy? I'm like, no, I'm leaving. At that point, I left the gym. I'm like, are you driving? I'm like, yeah, pull over. Okay. She was like, if I show you something, you cannot tell me you can't tell her that it was from me. I'm like, okay.
Oh man.
So basically, she shows me an entire conversation that she had with her about one dude that she is with, cooking, cleaning, and she was telling her to go with her because she didn't want to be alone with him because she was afraid something was going to happen. So part of it, legitimately, yes, she was doing this to earn money. Yes.
Yeah.
But the thing, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is that she's been talking to this dude as long as me and her been together.
Oh.
So what happened? So long story short, and I'm just going to get to the part.
While you pause here, for those of you, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button, please.
So basically, so basically later on down the line, so I had an argument with her, telling her that I know what's going on. She tells me, yeah, it wasn't a couple, it was one guy, but nothing happened. It's just a whole thing. And at this point, I was so pissed. I just wanted to know the truth. So I told her, like, hey, I already talked to the guy. He already told him you two had sex. So you might as well just come clean and just tell me exactly what happened. So I think, and she's like, so you already know why you want me to tell you, because I want to hear from your mouth.
Yeah.
So, and then she's like, no, nothing happened. I'm like, all right, cool.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Like, all right.
Whatever.
I'm like, all right. So, remember, mistake number 3.
Number 3, yep.
Yeah. So, I'm like, all right.
What I would say, if things look funny, if it feels funny,
it's fun.
It is funny.
It is funny. And the thing is that, I already, at this point, when this happened, I already had plans to go to Colombia. I already had plans to make things happen over there. So she's saying nothing happened, right? Keep it in mind. Remember this, guys. She said nothing happened. So I go to Colombia. This is the last time I went to Colombia, and this was this past January. I went to Colombia. I go there, and she's already like feels rigid. She feels nervous. She feels scared. She doesn't know what's going to happen. So she wasn't herself. I'm like, all right, cool. I already feel this. I already know what's going on. So we go out. First, we go out with her daughters, her dinner. And what I told them, her mother went to the bathroom, and I told them, like, listen, I just want to let you know that I love you both very much, and there was nothing more that I wanted to be. It was to be your dad, your stepdad, and just know that the time that we all spent means the world to me, and I love you girls very much. And they look at me, we're like, just don't worry about it, but just know that I love you. And they said, we love you too. They call me Papa Jose. That's what they call me, Papa Jose.
Okay.
So then, we drop the girls off. We go out. We go drinking. And the thing is that she doesn't hold her liquor very well. So it doesn't take a lot for her to get drunk. Yeah, she doesn't take a lot to get drunk. So we go out. She gets drunk. We go back to the hotel room. She passes out. I waited 30 minutes just to make sure she's passed out. She was passed out. Grabbed her phone. My face is there. I already know the lock code and everything. So got into her phone and I started digging. Digging. And there was a phone number that was blocked on WhatsApp that I didn't recognize. And it was a Florida number. Okay. So I'm looking at the dude. I'm like, let's see what happens. So I unblocked it. Now during this time, we're still trying to figure things out. So what she normally does on her profile picture, she'll have like nothing on there. And I told her, if you're serious about us, you put a picture of us on your profile on WhatsApp. And she did. And it was there the whole time that I was in Colombia. So I see the number that's blocked. Unblocked it. All right. Let's be Batman. So I sent him a message pretending that it was her. Yeah. Hola, ¿cómo estás, mi amor? He replies right back. Like, hey, how you doing? Start chatting. I'm here with my daughters, taking it easy. And he was like, call me. I'm like, I can't because my daughters are awake. He's like, okay, cool. And I guess at that point he saw the picture of me and her together. And he threw the pissed off emoji. And I was like, what's wrong? And he was like, your profile picture. What about it? I was like, you're with a dude. Yeah, he's my fiance. Your fiance? Yeah. Yeah, I've been engaged for a couple of months now. Oh, I wish I knew that. Why does it matter? If I knew that, I wouldn't bust a nut in you.
Ooh.
So at this point, I was furious. I was furious because not only she lied to me, she put my life in jeopardy. Because she's just letting dudes hit her raw and busting nuts in her.
Yeah. Oh man. So she's doing it for money. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. So needless to say, I basically stood over the bed and I stood over the bed and I waited for her to wake up. And I like, she's not gonna wake up. So what happened is that she woke up. Finally, she woke up, and I was just standing over her bed. And she was like, "What? ¿Qué pasa? What?" And then she sees the phone in my hand. And her eyes lit up. So I took her phone. I smashed it. I told her to get her shit and get the fuck out.
Get out. Yep.
And then she was like, and then she started crying. She started screaming. She started crying. I'm like, no, leave. At that point, I called up her cousin. Come and get her. I don't want to do nothing with her ever again. Call her, pick her up, yada, yada, yada. So he came, picked her up, and she left.
Yeah, that's tough. Woo. And of course, I'm sure she was still playing the victim. The victim throughout the whole time.
She was playing the victim the whole time, and then and my mistake was that I didn't block her number, and I should have blocked her number, and I didn't. Part of
Yes.
me, it's just I was hurt at that time, and I was upset at that time, and I was still in love with her at that time, and I didn't block her number, and she hits me up, and she said that she's pregnant.
Oh, that ain't you at this point.
And I'm like, that sounds like a personal problem,
Yeah.
and it's not mine. And she was like, yeah, I know it's not yours, but I need your help. And I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah. Oh,
yeah, no.
no.
How dare you?
I'm
You
like,
even cuss me
no.
like
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, no. I'm like, and at that point, I'm like, I called her because I never had the blow off. I never had the blow off with her. I called her, and she started talking. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. You're gonna hear me, and you're not gonna say one word. And I went through everything, and the thing that got me the most, and I told her, the thing that pissed me off the most, and I told her, you did not want me, if you did not love me, if you want nothing to do with me, let me go. And she never did. That's what I told her. You don't want nothing to do with me, just let me go. Because I couldn't walk away. During the time that we were together, I didn't have the strength to walk away. I couldn't walk away. And I
she
to
had
the
a
point.
hold
Yeah, she had a hold on me. I couldn't let her go. And I told her, let me go. Basically, she took whoring to a whole new level. And just for the simple fact that she made a complete facade for me just to believe that she wanted to do something with me, especially if she involved her own daughters.
Yeah, she had a whole different life with you and a whole different life after you're
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. And the funny thing is like, when I hit you up this past week, I hit you up for, to do this. I found out more shit about her.
Really?
That, because like I said, her family loved me. They wanted nothing for the best things because they thought I was a blessing to her, because I came into her life and I was willing, and I took her serious. I wasn't some dude that was going to Colombia to bust a nut and leave. I actually went there to be serious with her, because even if she she had 2 daughters, I was taking her serious. And her family was so pissed at her when they found out what happened. They just kept feeding information. It came to the point I asked them out of respect, please stop telling me things, because I can't move forward. I cannot heal if you keep telling me stuff that I already knew. You're just giving me
more flame to the fire of just hurt.
And the thing is, they're not doing it purposely. They just wanted me to know, and I get that. But I told them respectfully, just please don't stop telling me, because I already knew what she did. I already know. And believe me telling you this story, I haven't told everything of what happened between me and her. I just told you the more important parts. There's a lot more shit that happened between me and her. It's just basically, at the end of the day, all I want is the very best for her. I want her to be happy. I want her to be blessed. I want her to be safe. And there's 2 things I will take away from this experience. And one, guys, if you're following Solo and you are into this passport bro things, please be careful when you do this, man. I never thought in a million years that I would actually get finessed the way I did. Dude, money is not an issue with me. I don't care about money. Money is not important to me. What's more important to me was my livelihood, my health, my mental state, my emotions. That was more important to me than anything. I know most guys about money. I can replace money. Money is not an issue. It's just I'm not gonna get that time back. Those memories that I had with them, with her daughters, that's always gonna stay with me. The scars that I went.
Did you have a job or anything since you were with her? I can't talk right now. Since you were with her?
she had jobs here and there, but she never held them long. They were more like waitress jobs, and the thing is, like, for those who don't know, the average person wage in Colombia is $300 a month, American dollars. 300 is below poverty level. So I didn't blame her for her not want to work 12, 13 hours just for $5. I did not blame her for that. So I encourage her not to work, because that's literally slavery, and I can't see somebody working for so many hours like that. It's fucking ridiculous. So, and the thing is, like, the two major things I'll take out of this is that because of her, I'm a much better person. I'm a stronger man. I'm a stronger individual. I know better now. The only downside to that is that the way I loved her, the way I took care of her, the way I looked at her, the way I wanted to do things with her, I'm never gonna be able to do it to somebody else. She destroyed that with me. She completely, that part of me that want to do all that is gone. So now the next girl that I am going to approach, the next girl that I am going to be somewhat serious, I have to approach it a whole different level. I can't approach it on an innocent level. I actually have to be Batman times 10.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be the asshole, and at the same time, make sure everything is good across the board.
Exactly, because the thing is that I refuse to put myself in that position again, and just for the simple fact that there's times that I went to bed, I cried to myself to sleep. I went to bed with negative thoughts. I woke up with negative thoughts, to the point that I was feeling so much pain in my heart. I actually felt physical pain. It's like they say that when someone feels an immense amount of pain of a broken heart, you actually feel that shit in your heart. And I felt that in the times that I cried so hard, I felt it right here. I felt the pain in my heart, literal physical, literal pain, not a heart attack. It literally felt like a knife in my heart. And that I'd never gonna want to experience again. And the other thing that I took away is, because of her, I found God, and I was an atheist. I found God because of her. Because no matter what I did, going to the gym, no matter what I did, going to the gym, talking to friends, talking to people who may have experienced what I couldn't find the peace that I was looking for. And then one day I was crying on the floor, and I begged to God, please help me. Take this pain away. Please, please. I never asked you anything in my life. I'm asking you this one thing. Please take this pain away. I slept on the floor. I woke up. I felt a little better. And ever since then, I don't go. I'm not religious. I don't go to church, but I have a really good relationship with God. He looks out for me. He takes care of me. He's been looking out for me. And anytime that I felt that I was going back to the dark place, that he was there for me. That's why a couple months ago, when all this, like when I started to feel better and healing myself, I got a tattoo on my hand that says gratitude. I don't even see it well, but it says gratitude. And then I'm gonna have another one here that's gonna say forgiveness, because for me to heal and get past this, I had to forgive myself, because decisions I made, the decisions I took. Like I said, the beginning of this, I have no one to blame but myself, so I have to forgive myself.
That's all you could do, because she gave you the signs, and you kept going because you felt that that one forgiveness would be good, but you start you kind of don't see the bullshit basically that she's feeding you.
God. And the funny thing is like, and the funny thing is, like, regardless of the shit that I went through with her and the shit that she put me through, I still, it's just, and there's a part of me. It's just there's a part of me that I'm trying to take care of. There's a part of me I'm trying to, change. Like, I still wish her the best. I still believe that she could be a good person, and that's just, I don't know.
Yeah,
And part of me
no,
is just like, yeah, exactly. And it's just, and that's a part of me I'm trying to let go. As a part of me,
yeah, you gotta be
that's,
like kick rock.
yeah, that's my nice guy issue that I have. I'm just way too nice, and I'm trying to change that. I'm trying, instead of being a nice guy, I'm trying to be a good guy. And at the same time, I'm trying to, take, protect my heart and stuff like that, and not, you know, just don't be so damn stupid. And the thing is that ever since I broke up with her, not necessarily following the red pill society, which I'm not red pill. I'm not that much of an asshole to be a red pill, but um, I do I do read some of the stuff that they do put out there. There's a couple books I picked up just for the simple fact, just to educate myself, especially when it comes to the red flags, because there were red flags. There were some I recognized, there were some I didn't recognize. Now I recognize pretty much all the red flags now.
Yes. Yep.
And then now I'm just wiser now. I'm just more educated now to. I hate to say it, but it's just this fucking relationship game is just absolutely the worst. Dating like dating back in my day was never like this. Mind you, guys, for those who just tune in, I'm 47 years old. Even though I don't look it, I'm 47 years old. Dating was a lot easier back in the days. It was a lot easier. You don't have to worry about bullshit like this, and especially how the dating market changed here in the States over the last 10 years. You can't really find a decent woman that's not asking for 101 different fucking things. So, hey, I went to the Dominican Republic, went to Puerto Rico, went to Brazil, went to Colombia, getting exposed to all these women who are feminine, traditional, and they know how to treat a man. They know how to take care, respective when it comes to masculinity and all that good shit. And I got wrapped up into it, man. It is. And don't get me wrong, Colombia, I still love Colombia as a country. I still love the women. The Dominican Republic will always have a place in my heart. I love Dominican women. You and I talked about it. Dominican women are always my favorite. And Puerto Rican, I go to Puerto Rico, to my home country, every so often. I have family over there. I love the Puerto Rican women over there. But I know when it comes in the future, when it comes to women, I just gotta be careful. Just trying to get finesse. And for you guys out there who planning to go to these countries, trying to find love, just be careful. Don't be wrong. Not all of them are bad. Just like here in the States, there's some bad people, there's some good people. There's more good people than bad people. It's just.
And here's the thing: you weren't even looking for love. It was just that one person that caught your eye, and of course, it just took you down the road that you wasn't expected to be down.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. I wasn't looking for love. I was looking for a relationship. That was the last thing on my mind when I went to Colombia. I was there just have a good time. You know, just like King Joffrey said. So my wild oats. Just go out there, have a good time. And me and back then and during when I had my relationship, with her, I felt very low my value. I didn't have self-respect, and I didn't have self-love. Before I met her, I had all those things. Now I have those things back, and I'm not an ugly dude. I'm a good-looking dude. I could get women with no issues. It's just one of those stupid things that I did. I fell in love with the wrong girl.
You can speak Spanish too. You know what I mean? So
That's-
make it happen. But of course, there's some women that are just good at what they do. It is what it is.
My God, like I said, man, she bring whoring onto a whole new level, man. And how she was able to, man, it's just like I said, something like that. There's guys out there who, don't give two shits. They go out there, do what they gotta do. But there's some guys out there that was in my situation that, they deep inside they want to find love, man. But right now, I'm just taking it easy. I'm focusing on me. I got my purpose back, and I'm just working on what I got to do. And down the line, if I decide to move to Colombia or the Dominican Republic, I got my shit lined up, and it'll be different circumstances. If not, find me a girl here. We never know.
What city would you move to if you do decide to go to Colombia? Would it be Cartagena or Medellin or Bogota?
It'd probably be Bogota. The thing is, Bogota is more kind of like the city here, like here in the States. Plus they have a winter over there, which I like the winter. And it's
Really?
just like, yeah,
Away
it's
from me.
it's not. It doesn't get like super freezing, but I mean they do get snow there. So it's
Really?
one of those. Yeah, they get snow
The
there.
snow there. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they get snow in Bogota, and then it's just more like new age. It's like they're more of the trend. They got all the major companies are there, all the businesses are there. It's just more opportunity to do entrepreneur stuff over there versus if you go to Medellin or Cartagena. Now, if you want to have a good time, go to Medellin, go to Cartagena, go for it, man. But if you're looking to do something a little more serious, if you want to make some business contacts, whatever the case may be, Bogota is where to go.
Yeah, man, totally understand. We got some of the stuff here. We got a sitcom talking about you dodge a bullet, but Jay talking about no, he got a bullet. I'm
Yeah,
talking Jay. He been dropping some stuff. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm sorry because Jay was saying some stuff that was a little funny. But I was
no,
trying.
yeah, I was watching some stuff that he was typing, man. But hey, Jade, it's all good, man. I'm not mad at you, brother. It's just one of those things that I just fell victim to,
Yeah,
man.
this one got me. I was just like,
Yeah,
oh,
pussy man,
really,
God.
Jay?
It's true. Hey, man, she was the reason why I found God, man. She was the reason I can't take that back, man. She was the reason why I found God, because if I wasn't in that predicament or I went through that shit I was going through, I wouldn't have found him.
Yeah,
So that's what that is.
that's a good thing. At least there's a blessing out of it. That's what it comes down to.
Hey, the only thing I could do is just, I come out of this a much better person. I'm a better person. I'm a better man for it. I'm smarter. I'm wiser. And if my tale is able to, educate a couple of guys who's, potentially going to be walking down the same road as I am, at least they get some, some warning. But thing is, sometimes that doesn't work, because my boys, they were telling me, they were like, yo, she's not good. And I wouldn't listen. Like, I couldn't
You ain't
see.
trying to listen, exactly.
So it's one of those things, man. But it is what it is, You just got you keep moving forward,
Exactly. Have fun,
Yeah, have fun, because like I was telling, I was like I mentioned before, I'm going back to the Dominican Republic in September. So
I might catch you out there because now I'm back on the road. So,
okay.
For me, I'm about to hit up Cuba next couple of days. I already told you that offline.
Yeah, man. That's some Cuba, man. That's some shit that you told me about, like how they live out there, man. That's some third world shit. That's some third world shit right there.
Yeah. No internet unless you actually use one of their SIM cards. So you say it's two things to it. It's good and bad.
Yeah.
If you're a player and you got girls in different countries, now you can spend time out there. You can tell them, hey, I got no internet. I can't talk to you, and do your thing there. So, that's one thing.
Yeah, man.
But nonetheless, that's the only thing. You just don't have no internet connectivity, or you can buy, a SIM, if it will work for your phone, and that's about it. But yeah, man. Besides that, everything's out there.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. Yeah, I mean, that's Cuba is definitely on my bucket list. That's definitely on my bucket list. I want to go there. I want to go there. I want to go
2 days.
Mm-hmm. All right, 2 days.
Yeah, because the fact is, you can't use your bank card, so you got to take all cash. I mean, it's safe out there, but you just can't use the banks because the embargo between United States and Cuba. So that's changing. Do your thing.
Yeah, Jay, he like hey, Final Boss, you're supposed to have some many women roster look like National Geographic. Jay, dude, I'm telling you, man. Before I met this chick, dude, I had girls lined up in Dominican Republic and Colombia. Yeah. I had girls lined up, man. I mean, there's no shame in my game. I know how to talk to women. I could approach women with no problems. The thing is that one got me. The one got me. It's just one of the shit. It
can happen. It's just like the whole scopamine thing. You know what I mean? People would be like, no, I never got hit up by scopamine, but it could be at one time without you realizing and you get got.
Yeah, it's just the thing is like it happens when you're not looking for it. I wasn't looking for a relationship. I was looking for love. She She looked a certain way that I liked. She had, I mean, she was beautiful. She got gorgeous body. I mean, it's like she had everything. Boom, 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 and then she treated me like a king. I mean, what man doesn't want that, man? You have beautiful negrita. That's why I call it mi negrita.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was gorgeous. She was kind. She loved her daughters. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of those things, you know. Shit happens. I'm not mad. I'm not. It's just I'm more disappointed because the thing is that, like I said, I was taking her serious. I'm more disappointed more than anything. At this point of my journey, I'm just disappointed at this point.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know, it
Yeah.
definitely makes sense. Especially with yourself, because you were like, damn, I saw the red flags. But, you know, my heart was telling me something different. But my mind was telling me I shouldn't have done it.
It's like the old saying goes, man. It's like the mind already knows what's going on, but it just takes a while for the heart to catch up.
Yep. I've
And
had that
that's
a couple of times to this day.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
And
why I
it's
relate
just one
to
of
it. I'm just like,
the, it's just one of those things, man. It's like, the thing is, a lot. When my boys, they know about the story, and then they always bust my balls about it. And like one of my boys, he put me to the side. He was like, we we fuck around with you all the time. We just, whatever the case may be, like, just, we never want to go through what you went through.
yeah.
And they saw me firsthand, dude. When I went to Colombia, the last time I went to Colombia, I weighed 220, 225. I went to Colombia. During the whole thing, when I found out that she slept with another dude, and you know, she, hit him, without a condom, and he busted a nut in her and all that shit.
Okay.
I was so destroyed by that. I lost 20 pounds because I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I was a complete mess. I was a wreck, just I was functioning on autopilot at my job. I
That's how you
was
know you fell for her. That's how you know you loved her.
Yeah. I just knowing what I knew, I still couldn't get over it. It took a lot. It really took a lot for me to get over it. And just for the simple fact that I lost so much weight, and I lost so much time, and me running on autopilot and not wanting to go out, me trying to find, there was a couple of times that I found myself at the bottom of a bottle a couple of times. And
Oh,
yeah, tequila's my choice. There's been a couple of times I saw myself at the bottom of a bottle of I just didn't want to feel the pain no more. It was that time, I just didn't want to feel the pain. So, and the thing is, during that, even though I love, the shit I was going through, I was still loving myself too much for me to hurt myself that way, even more so than that. But times go to the liquor store, get me a nice fifth of tequila, drinking shit straight down, and just
man,
go
damn.
sleep. Wake up the next day.
Well, I would save that money, caught that flight, hit up her cousins, like you said. They were bad.
No, their cousins were beautiful. Her cousins were absolutely gorgeous. Their cousins were fucking hot. I'm like, fuck. And it's just like, even like, if I was younger, if I was in my 20s, in my early 30s, a part of me that whatchamacallit, that seek vengeance, that petty part of me. If I still had that, yeah, I would have done that. I would fly. Because I have her cousins' phone numbers. I have contact with them. I still have the contacts and shit. And if I was petty, if I was vengeful, I would have hit them like, "Hey, what you doing? Hey, I'm in Colombia. You want to hang out?" La, 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 la. And the thing is, they wouldn't say no, because I'm sure they're gonna probably be looking for a good time. And it'll be myself, a couple of my boys. We all get together. I'll pick the one that her name was Shayla. Damn, she had a fat ass. Gorgeous.
Ooh, she'd be so mad.
And it's her first cousin too. It's not like second or third cousin. It's her first cousin, so she would have been pissed. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean,
I'm gonna read this one comment.
Yeah.
She said, she said, that ain't shit to some female. They'll let her do nut and not think twice about it. Shaking my damn hair. Ooh.
That is true.
Ooh, that
That is
hurt.
true. But yeah,
Yeah,
hello, that cousin.
3 of us.
You should do it. No, for nah. It's not in me no more, man. It's not. I'm not an eventual person no more. I'm not. Like I said, back in the days, I'd be petty like a motherfucker. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like a girl do me wrong, I'll try to sleep with her best friend in a heartbeat. But it's just I don't have the energy for that no more. I don't have the heart for that no more. Like I said, my relationship with God is just like I'm at a point that I just want to live peacefully. I just want my peace back, and I'm getting it little by little. It's like after a while, when you get to a certain age, especially for men, you just want peace. You just want peace. After a while, you just want peace.
I totally know. But I'm glad that hey, you're feeling better now. Despite the more news you keep getting, but I'm glad you're feeling better, letting it go, and living your life. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, no, I'm living my life. I mean, like right now, like the whole dating scene, I'm taking it easy. Nothing serious right now. I mean, I have a couple girls on the side, but nothing serious. But I'm not trying to go down that rabbit hole again right now. I'm just right now having a good time, enjoying myself, and like a couple of the girls that I'm seeing, I tell them the story, and they get blown away. Like, can't believe this actually happened to me and shit. Like, and this one girl like keeps saying like you're too good of a man for this shit to happen. I'm like, that's what they go after. If I was an asshole, if I was a dickhead, if I was an asshole and I didn't give two shits, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it'd be a whole different story. They would have been in place.
Yeah, exactly. But the funny thing is, like, yeah, and like one of the last things that I heard that from her is like the dude that she fucked, he treats her like shit. When he goes down there, he treats her like shit, and she sticks around.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. The guy that treats you like shit always stay around every single time.
So I'm trying to find that. I'm trying to find that balance. That I still keep I keep saying that my good guy tendencies, but at the same time, I have to learn to start being an asshole. I have to incorporate me being an asshole, me being selfish, me basically not caring. To the point that if I'm able to garner that some sort of respect, then there you go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Relationship. That's when I got that whole persona. I was like, yo, I'm an asshole relationship.
Yeah.
I'm telling a woman, yo, you could go, leave.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I'm like one girl wants to keep hang out. I'm like, no, chill.
Yeah,
I'm not like my time right now is me. I'm not trying to do that no more. So she from the last time I heard, she was pregnant, man. She that's why she tried to hit me up, because she was trying to get rid of it. So she was trying to hit me up to see if I could help her get rid of it. I'm like,
go talk to that fool. Get out of here.
Yeah.
So she tried to play you like a fool. That's what
I'm sure. I'm sure she went to him and told him like, "Hey, I'm pregnant," and I'm sure he's like, "Well, that's not my problem."
Exactly.
Because he's here. He lives in Miami. She's in Colombia. You think he's gonna give a fuck? Nah, man. Chill.
Exactly. He's gone.
Basically, they like I said, like the last thing I heard, he goes down there and he treats her like shit. So he's doing his thing. That's still his piece. He goes down there, he cooks, he cleans for her. For him, she cleans and cooks, and then he ends up fucking her. So it's an arrangement that they have, and he gets them giving her money, whatever the case may be. But I know. The thing is, I don't have to do anything when it comes to one of my boys like, yo, you should fuck her up big time. You should go hack into her shit and just take her shit away. I'm like,
nah, I ain't that big.
Yeah, I don't need to.
Exactly. The only thing I say is go get it with the cousin. That's about it.
Yeah. No, I even that I always tell my man, God is gonna take care of me, man. God knows the shit I went through. He saw it firsthand. He's gonna take care of me. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do nothing. My just reward is gonna come in time. Her just reward is gonna come in time. So I don't have to do nothing.
It's true.
I let God handle it.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And I give it up for you, man. I thank you so much for sharing this story with everybody. So other brothers will know. Stay on your p's and q's. She could be showing you those signs that everything looks okay, but that one moment that they slip,
Mm-hmm.
don't forgive them.
Yeah, man. If you and those guys in the audience, man. Like I said, if you're doing the passport, bro, do it, man. Go have fun. Bust a nut here and there. Enjoy yourselves. Nothing wrong with that. You just don't. If you are planning to, take a girl serious, just look for the red flags, man. Look for those red flags. Just look for those red flags. And the thing is that if the girl has 2 or 3 more red flags, run. Just run.
Exactly.
Because there's no girl that's not gonna have any red flags. Maybe 1 or 2, maybe
Yeah.
1 here, 1 there, maybe. But if she has more than 2 or 3, just run. Just run.
See me, I'm looking at red flags of them slipping up, and the moment they slip up, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm going. You gotta go.
Yeah. And like I said, my dumb ass should know better. I saw them.
Yeah, but it was in the heart. It was the heart. That was the problem.
Yeah,
she got
you. Oh yeah, she definitely got me, man. Got me hard. God damn. At least she could take me out before she fucking give me a reach around or something. Fuck.
Well, fuck you over shit.
Shit, man. Not even please or thank you.
Oh man. Oh man. But yeah, hey. That's it. Who knows? Maybe she about to have baby number 3. So now she's screwed up with this guy who she been dealing with for this long. Probably who she really wanted to be with from day one.
No, I know she probably definitely wanted to be with him, and he doesn't want nothing to do with her. So the thing is, like I said, have dudes showing up in Colombia, Dominican Republic, they just want to fuck. They don't want nothing serious. And then you have these girls who actually do want something serious, and they're not gonna be taken serious.
Yep. And of course, they love the whole hard to get. Him being an asshole, just doing his thing, would never commit. As they want to keep dealing with that person.
Yep. And they're gonna keep dealing with that person because women's psychology is just a whole different level, and they just already fucked to begin with.
You about to think about it.
Yeah, man, it's just one of those things that freaking guys, men, we're simple, man. We're food, sleep, peace. We want simple things, man. We don't want nothing complicated. We're simple. We're simple creatures. We're very freaking simple. We're not complicated at all. Take care of us, feed us, be loyal, respect us, give us our peace. We're done. We're happy, and we'll show you our love. That's all we want. That's all we want.
Yep. Facts, no pincer.
But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, sharing this information. Yeah, they dropped off my food, so I'm gonna go ahead and kill this as soon as we get off.
Yeah, man, enjoy. Definitely.
Oh man. But anything else that you wanna, say before we go?
No. Solo, thank you so much for having me, man. I really appreciate you giving me an opportunity for me to share my story. Like I said, guys out there, if you're going to do this passport bro thing, just be careful, man. Just be careful. That's all I have to say.
Exactly. It's very important, Thanks again, Final Boss. I gotta have you come back on and give me another story. So now, hopefully not a sad story.
No. I mean, like I said, there's a lot more shit that I had to deal with. But those are the meats and potatoes. But the next story I'll tell you if we ever if we don't meet up in the Dominican Republic, that'd be a good story to tell you.
Or Victoria or Colombia, whatever. Hey. So since I got my wings back, I'm out here. So.
That's what's up.
So I'll be at least doing one trip at least once a month.
Yeah.
get away. So because the kids are family. Sometimes you just gotta get away.
No, you have to get away. You have to get away. Absolutely.
Definitely. But hey, for those of you that actually watch this, hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to the story. Thanks for liking the stream. Don't forget to subscribe. Everything. So hey, appreciate you guys. Even if you guys are watching this on the playback, appreciate you guys being here, checking us out. So since we have nothing else to say, all I gotta say is peace.